Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing this August the 13th, 2025, daily cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, gold and silver bullion video. And we can see if we look at some of the cliff notes here, Bitcoin is just below the all-time high at 121,000. Ethereum is just below its all-time high at 4683. XLM and XRP are even on the day. DGB is up 5%. AMP is threatening to break out. Algo, Xeon, and XDC are on all trying to break out of recent resistance phases, as well as HBAR, LCX, XRP, Healthcare, IOTA, VLO, DIA, and Quorum are all in similar circumstances, and we're here to become asset millionaires together. I ask you to bell notification, follow along, participate as we use gold and silver bullion and mining stocks, 401k, steady investing, cryptocurrencies, real estate, cash on the side in bonds, earning CDs 3 to 5% for emergencies such as a car repair, medical bills, roof, appliances, or buying a new or accumulating into an existing asset is the reason that you must have some cash on the side. And if we look at why the long-term investing is the way to go to become asset millionaires, you can see our gold portfolio in this account. In this one, we're unrealized gains of $10,000. We're up 47% in First Majestic Silver, 34% in B2 Gold on this one, Fortuna Silver, 50%, Kinross Gold, 266.78%. We're up almost $14 a share. It's about to cross $20 a share. And I have a technical target of $35 a share. And that's when it was sitting back at $3. We have that. Newmont, I do not own anymore. I wish, obviously, I would have kept that position as it's up 61%. But I moved that money into Kinross and other things. Pan America Silver looks to be my next 1X mover. It's up 76.33%. Rivian is dragging down this portfolio. And you can see our account, we're at $43,456, plus another $2,600 in my Cash App bullion account that has B2 Gold in it. Then you can see in these ones, we have First Majestic Silver, we're up 43%. Barrick Gold, we're up 34.96%. B2 Gold, we're up 32.48%. Fortuna Silver, we're up 10% in this account, right? So you can see the long-term investing is the way to go. We're at an all-time high in our portfolio. We're closing in very, very close to $50,000 on our mining portfolio. And we expect this account to grow over the next 3 years to around $120,000 to $150,000 based off of where I believe these mining companies are going, based off of the United States is going to start to lower interest rates more than likely at some point in 2025. And once they lower interest rates, gold's probably going straight to $5,000. And I think eventually over the next decade, I think gold's even going to hit 10,000 now. And then eventually in my lifetime, if I live to 60, I think gold's going to be at $25,000 within 20 years. And I think these mining stocks are really just getting underway. Some of them have moved 2 or 3 or 4x from their lows, but they're still very, very cheap from their all-time highs. And they're having record profits like Kinross Gold with record low operating costs. So they're selling the gold and making more money than they ever have. And it's costing them the cheapest it has ever been to get it out of the ground, to refine it, bar it up and sell it, because the cost of oil, their biggest cost, is very, very cheap right now, right? So if we look at the AMP, you can see we have AMP trying to break out of where it's been consolidating. If we get into the full screen and then get into we'll do these all in the daily time frame today, you can see it's back just above the 50-day moving average, and this has been a sore spot for it. Every time it gets into these moving averages, it gets chopped down. You can see the 200 days, the one that's been doing it. So this time what we're going to try to do is blow past the 100-day, blow past the 200-day, use this 0.00487 as initial resistance, come back, this time back test and hold, and then continue to click up to the upside, because I do believe we have big targets next year in AMP. I've made no bones about it. I'm coining 2026 as the year of the AMP, and you can see the track does show the year of the AMP, and you can see this consolidation. If we do a different way to, as I like to call it, accumulated momentum, accumulated consolidation breakout potential is what I call it, and that's from the low and the consolidation. Come on, that's from the consolidation right about, come on, why is this being a problem now? Acting like it doesn't know how to do this. Right there, bringing it all the way over to the current price. You can see we're at 153 bars, or pixels we want. We're at 294 pixels, right? Or PXs, I don't really know what they stand for. So if we take this to the point of a breakout where we're consolidating, and I'm using it from the bottom right here, 264 pixels, the breakout momentum. Look how high that gets you in the breakout momentum. See that? Look at that, 264 gets you up there at a 12x move, right? And potentially as high up there as a, you can see that's a 12x move from where we have that on there, from the point where we're trying to break out of right now. And I do believe that's possible. And my 1 million AMP tokens, I'm about down about 10% because it's moved up recently on that one, just over 1 million tokens. I am playing this to where I think we're going to go between a 5x and a 15x move as we work our way through 2026. And you can see the track. One of the tracks actually brings us to a new all-time high. The other one brings us up into the 5 to potentially 6 cent range, which would be a 15x return. I'm super bullish on that. Same thing with DGB. You could be seeing a quick 200% pump soon. But I also believe DGB, with its accumulated, built up breakout momentum potential, as we've been consolidating for 4 years sideways, if this does break to the upside, I could see a massive move where you come and retest the all-time high and have a 10 to 20x move. I do have just over 100,000 DGB coins, so I loaded up on AMP and DGB because they have not broken out, and I believe both of these at some point, probably sometime during 2022 or 2026, that they approach and threaten and make a run at their all-time highs. And I will be more than willing to be patient and sit into it until the time comes. And this is what looks like may have happened. Logarithmic scale is where we were on. You can see the Bitcoin price, like we talked about this morning. It's deciding whether we're going to break the old all-time high and march our way to a new all-time high, which would be between $155 and $140,000. Obviously, underneath support is the major 3-year pattern support, running just below and uptrending the 100-day moving average, right around 109,000 even. That's your major underneath support if you break down. And obviously, on a break up, we know where we're going. Ethereum, we know the breakout with this megaphone pattern is 10,323.84 is your upside target, right? On any kind of consolidation, like in green we have there, because we're just about to touch the all-time high at 48.33.35. But if we get a rollover correction on the backside of that, a healthy correction would be down to the megaphone neckline support. Now you tap it, you hold it, and that ignites you, just like you did right here. If we bring this into the daily time frame, just like we did right here. They look like, sometimes it does this. It changes where my tools are, which I don't understand why it does it, but it does it. But just like you did right here, where you got rejected just below the megaphone neckline, you came back down into the bottom part of the top part of this green trading support and resistance zone at 34.98, and then you tagged it, and then you put your next leg to the upside. That's something that you could be doing up here, where you fall back down, tag it, and then, you know, break the 48.33 and the next leg up to your $10,000 target. XLM's the same thing. If we can continue to hold this 43 cents, which that's where we're consolidating now and we're just above it, your next move up is this 55 cents. And then if you break that, 79 cents. And in the long term, going into 2026, there is potential for a 79 to $1.08 XLM at some point during 2026. But for any reason, if this decides to give you a fake out and go back to the downside, obviously your 50-day moving average is major underneath support, along with the horizontal green top part of that blue trade or green trading zone, which just so happens to be running beautifully almost on top of now the 100-day moving average, right? So that's what's going on in XLM. XRP is the same thing. If you continue to hold the 307, your next move to the upside is looking at take out the 366 regional high right there. And then obviously if you could break that, the 385 all-time high would be taken out. You can see the moving averages are uptrending. For any reason, if this turns to the downside and doesn't continue up, the 305, 307 horizontal blue is your underneath support. And then obviously if you broke that, you'd be looking at the 50 and then the 100-day. And your pattern support for bullish or bearish is the 255. And as you do know with the XRP, we are super bullish through 2026. And I think there's going to be a runoff, blow off top in 2026 between $4.75 and closing in on $8, and then maybe $12 by 2030, right? So there's a lot of things going on here. There's a lot of things we have to watch out for, because there's also a scenario where the big dump happens, the rug pull, the manipulated crash, and we're going to be obviously paying attention for that. Like the channel, subscribe. Peace and love. The Rock's Eyebrow, Jay.